7 days before my younger sister Avery's wedding, my parents emailed me 5 conditions I had to accept if I wanted to attend. I declined all 5 and mailed her the gift I had already been making. The first condition said I had to photograph Avery from the moment she started getting ready until the last dance, for free. The second said I had to provide my own equipment, arrange an assistant, and cover those costs myself. The third required me to hand over every original file. The fourth demanded at least 100 edited photos within 48 hours. The fifth said I had to apologize at the rehearsal for upsetting Avery and putting money above family. Under the list, my father had added one sentence: accept all 5, or do not come as a guest. Problem had started 3 days earlier. My mother called while I was editing portraits in my studio and told me Avery's wedding photographer had canceled. When I asked why, she admitted the final payment had never been made. Avery had used that part of the budget to upgrade her dress and add more flowers. The venue had already sent them a list of photographers who accepted last-minute weddings. My mother said their rush prices were ridiculous and their packages were smaller than what Avery wanted. Then she said, as if the solution had been obvious, you have cameras. I am a portrait photographer. I own professional equipment, but owning it does not make an entire wedding day free. A full wedding meant hours on my feet, an assistant, backups, sorting files, and days of editing. Still, I wanted to help. I offered to photograph the ceremony and the family portraits afterward, about 2 hours total, without charging them. Then I would put my camera away and sit with my family as Avery's sister. My mother went quiet. My father said 2 hours would not cover the preparations, reception, speeches, or dancing. Avery said she needed the full story of the day, not a few formal pictures. It was not the first time my work had been treated that way. I had photographed Avery's graduation for free, then stayed up most of the night re-editing the pictures because she wanted to post them the next morning. My parents had also given my number to relatives who needed photos without asking me first. I had complained, but I usually gave in. It was easier than being called difficult. This time, I did not give in quickly enough. The 5-condition email arrived the next day. I called Avery after reading it. I asked whether she truly agreed that I should be excluded from her wedding unless I worked the entire day for free. She sighed. You wouldn't need a seat anyway, you'd be behind the camera. That sentence hurt more than the list. I had been arguing about hours, files, and costs, but Avery had already decided what my place was. I was not her sister who happened to be a photographer. I was the photographer, and being treated like family was the payment. The next morning, I replied to my parents. I wrote that I declined all 5 conditions, withdrew my offer to photograph the ceremony, and would not attend under their terms. I did not explain each item again. They understood what they were asking. My father responded that I was choosing work over family. My mother said Avery would remember this every time she looked at her wedding photos. I almost answered that Avery would have photos because they still had the venue's list. Instead, I closed the email. The following day, my mother texted that they had hired one of the available photographers. The photographer required payment in advance, charged a rush fee, and could only provide a shorter package with fewer edited images. My parents had to cut several non-essential extras to cover it. She wrote as though this proved I had harmed them. To me, it proved something simpler. The work had always had a price. They had only expected me to absorb it. Before any of this happened, I had started making Avery a wedding album. I had chosen photographs of us as children, pictures from family birthdays, and a few portraits I had taken over the years. It was not evidence, an invoice, or a final argument. It was the gift I had wanted to give before my parents turned my attendance into a contract. I finished the album 4 days before the wedding and mailed it to Avery's home. Inside, I placed a short note. These are the memories I chose to give you. Photographing your wedding was work, not the price of being your sister. Tracking showed the package arrived 2 days before the ceremony. Avery texted that the album was beautiful, then added that I still should have been willing to photograph the wedding. I read the message twice. For once, I did not try to find the perfect explanation that would make her agree with me. The wedding went ahead without me. They had a photographer, flowers, a dress, and whatever pictures fit the package my parents had paid for. I was sad that day. Setting a boundary did not erase the fact that my sister was getting married without me there, but it also did not send me running back with my equipment. My camera stayed zipped inside its bag. I did not have a seat in that room, but I was no longer willing to stand behind a camera to earn one.